First class is what we all dream of flying. Over the years, it's got better and better, but today we're going to try the world's best first class, but with a twist, during the pandemic. Well, I thought today it would be fitting to fly the world's best business class to catch my first class flight. Because, well, why not? We pick up my journey today in Qatar, where I got a little carried away, failing at golf, eating far too much, and at the airport swimming pool.
So now we're heading over to London on possibly the best way to get around an airport ever. Let's be quite honest now. So I've made it over to my gate, but I just wanted to say thank you to my awesome friends over here at Qatar.
Face shield at the ready and down the jet bridge to tonight's 777 ride over to London. And of course, we're on Q Suites. Now, would it really be a Trek Trainee video if there wasn't a pre-departure shams? May need to take the mask off first though. The safety video was screened, we pushed back, and after a short taxi, we were airborne.
We are in 1A, which is very spacious and very comfortable, and it's by the window, but let's be honest, you want a double bed, don't you? This is what we have. How unreal is this? I mean, now of course this isn't the main event even of this trip. We're going to try out the world's best first class, but you can see very clearly why this is the world's best business, because it just feels like first class, and I think that's what's going to make today even more interesting. Yeah, sure.
Champagne.
Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Cheers, guys. Enough wittering on. Let me go and change into my pyjamas.
It is time to change into...
Let's get these on. And here we go. What do you think? I have a feeling that dinner is just about ready.
Now, when did you last have a burger and fries on a plane? Ladies and gentlemen, introducing some of the best food in the sky. Where so many airlines are cutting back on their service, Qatar still manages to pull it out the bag every time. The fries were crispy and the chicken and beef sliders were delicious. Right, I make it bedtime. After brushing my teeth, it's time to see just how comfy that inviting double bed is. What's so great is it offers such privacy. It honestly feels like your own room on a plane. Now, the flight from Doha to London is around 6.5 hours, so I managed to get a good 4 hours sleep in. I slept really well, but I didn't want to miss out on breakfast. I only went for a light breakfast today as I was still half asleep, but look at the attention to detail here. What's more, it was all washed down with a decent cappuccino. After brekkie, I changed back into my clothes, ready for final approach. I was on the left-hand side of the aircraft today, so whilst I didn't see central London, the view over the Thames was still awesome.
So you can see the 777 just behind me that we have arrived now back into London Heathrow. Interestingly, arrivals these days on Qatar are into Terminal 5. I believe we might be at B gates, I think. And now I need to catch the train over to the main terminal, go through passport control and over to my car. Now, here is what has to happen, because obviously we are going next to the world's best first class. But in order to do that, we need to do a couple of things to prepare for our flight.
Oh, right guys, just before we head over to Dubai, I just wanted to say a special thank you to today's video sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Surfshark's been useful for me in so many ways, and especially going to places where there's restrictive internet. An example is today going over to Dubai. They block sites such as being able to use FaceTime, being able to use WhatsApp audio, even stuff like being able to watch iPlayer. What I can do is I can use Surfshark to change my location back to the UK and browse as if I'm at home. The other great thing as well, for flight and hotel deals. I was searching for a flight from Singapore to London. The flight cost was £291. If I change my IP to Mumbai, India, I'm able to get the same flight for £275. When I'm not traveling, I can change my IP to say the US, and you're able to watch a whole bunch of new content that you haven't seen before. You get Surfshark VPN today with my link in the description, and use my promo code TrekTrendy for 83% off and 3 months extra for free. Right, let's head over to Dubai and try out the world's best first class. Oh, goodness me. Well, welcome to my hotel. We're here at London Heathrow. Yes, I know we were here this morning, but I've had a little bit of a busy day getting a COVID test, getting my documents all sorted out for my journey in the morning. Pretty shattered, so from me, it is a good night. Whilst I grab an Uber, it's worth explaining the deal with flying to Dubai at the moment. You can only board if you provide a negative COVID test, hence the madness getting this sorted yesterday. You have to provide your test certificate at check-in before given a boarding pass. Oh, by the way, have you guessed that we're flying Emirates? One thing I was a bit shocked about today is that you don't get lounge access flying either first or business. Thankfully, I have a priority pass, so I headed over to the Plaza Premium for brekkie. It was nothing special, but enough to get my stomach lined for slammer time.
So I've made it over to my gate, and I'm sure, as you can imagine, I'm super excited because Emirates first. Yes, guys. And it's not just any first, it is their brand new first class, their Gamechanger. Now, I have tried this before, but today we're trying it to see how different it is in the current pandemic. The 777-300ER EK008 from London to Dubai on one of Emirates' brand new 777s in their first class. Let's get on board. I honestly can't tell you how excited I am about this. Thank you so much.
Walking into Emirates First Class is an experience unlike any other. You forget everything you know about First Class. These individual rooms rather than plane seats.
What is going on? Wow! How cool is this?
No Rona cutbacks here. Pre-departure champagne is still the very delicious 2008 vintage Dom P. I then grabbed some of the mixed nuts provided, kicked back and waited for takeoff. As with most takeoffs at Heathrow currently, there's little wait time and within no time we were airborne. I can't say I'll ever get used to watching takeoff on a 40-inch monitor. Let's get those shoes off and get the super comfy provided slippers on. Oh, and adjust the temperature of my suite. LOL. Okay, food time. You'll notice the menu is quite reduced from usual times. So, what did I go for? Well, first thing to note is that everything is served on one tray, similar to Qatar. Individual items are wrapped in plastic, but food quality isn't impacted, thankfully. You'll also see what Emirates FAs have to wear, so it's like full PPE. With my lunch, I had to go for some more Dom. Wouldn't you say this is quite the winning setup just here? Oh yes, can you spy the caviar? This is one of the first noticeable differences, a reduced portion to what you'd usually get, though I still very much enjoyed it. Next up, steak. This wasn't the best and quite chewy, but still tasty enough all things considered. To finish, some chocolate orange ganache washed down with some Hennessy. I was upset to see no more Paradis, though this still went down pretty well. Well, in fact so well, I thought I'd try all of the seat settings out. Did you know the lounge setting is meant to feel like zero gravity?
So you've seen my suite, however of course I've got access to all of the suites. So shall we have a look at what the others are like? Of course I've actually had one made up to sleep in, so yeah, let's go check it out. This is the cool thing, so obviously it's fully enclosed. This can be put down as so, like that, and then you can come out like so.
So as you can see here, we've got the starlit ceiling going on. Let me close that so you can see. I mean, how epic is that? Okay, two choices here. Let me know in the comments which you'd go for. Obviously this one is pretty much the same as my suite, the window seat. And through here we've pretty much got the bedroom. Well, it's my bedroom for today, and it's been all made up for me. Now, the party piece here doesn't really need a huge introduction, you're probably aware of it already, are these virtual windows. I mean, they're super cool, but they are a little gimmicky. If you do get quite close, they're not perfect, but they do give you the illusion of a window seat. If you ask me what is the most comfortable to sleep in, as of course this also makes up into a bed, I'd say the middle, as it's a bit quieter and also larger too. Now remember, all suites have their own writing kit, beauty amenities. Oh, and by the way, the facial mist is dreamy, but most importantly, their own minibars.
So, I think it's perfect timing for me to change into my pyjamas. Now, this isn't quite like the other Emirates A380, which has got it's got a shower spa and it's much roomier, but again, it's a much larger plane. This is smaller, but it still is very nice. These are my pyjamas. They're like in some kind of folio. Let's take a look, shall we? Right. Open her up. It's like an unboxing. Right, let's get these on. Here we go. What do you think? I love them. Out of all of the pyjamas that I have tried on planes, which again I can't have to catch myself saying stuff like that, they are super comfortable. I don't understand what it says when it says they're meant to be self-moisturising. How do pyjamas moisturise? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But however, you do get this really awesome amenity kit, which, oh bloody hell, comes with loads and loads of stuff. All the moisturisers and cologne you'd ever want. Right, I'm going to put my mask back on now, and we're going to go over to my bedroom. What is going on?
I still find it super surreal I have the whole of first class to myself. What a unique experience, right? Don't ask me why I thought it was necessary to close the window shutters and curtains on virtual windows, but it kind of felt right.
Now, one thing we must do actually is call for some room service.
Hello. Could I get a Pepsi, please?
People ask me, do you prefer the virtual or the real windows? For me, if I had to choose on a long-haul night flight, it would be the virtual suite, because it makes no difference when you're at night with looking out the window. However, in the day, I still think you can't beat looking out of the window at the world going by. This is awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's not quite the same as a real window view. Let me know below your thoughts and which one you'd go for. Right, you join me back in my seat that I originally had. I had a wonderful rest. On that note, let me change into my clothes. Just wanted to share with you one of the most ridiculous things, the fact that they give you binoculars. I mean, it is cool, it is incredibly extra. I mean, I would love to have been in that meeting at Emirates where they go, what are we missing? Do you know what? Definitely some binoculars. We're just about to come into land into Dubai. I've got to say, I've been totally blown away. I think the thing that's been so good and refreshing to see is that, yes, there have been some cuts where lots of other airlines have done so. However, there's still that special wow factor. That's the main thing when it comes to flying first. Just look around. It's unbelievable. They've still got the great champagne. The food was still very nice. Of course, it is just one of those things at the moment. There are these challenges that we have to overcome.
I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been an awful lot of fun to film. Obviously, I'm now in Dubai, as you can tell from around me. Oh my goodness, you're going to have to tune in for the next video to find out why I'm here. We'll leave you with a sunset view over the dunes.